Welcome in everybody to the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We will cut down it just a little bit here. You are watching the Madness Racing League Xfinity track factor. These guys continue to round out the practice session here tonight. This is what's going to be happening here on your screen for the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Heading on to the Chicagoland Speedway here. 1.54 mile intermediate asphalt oval. Kind of wide here, ladies and gentlemen. 47,000 sold out asses here tonight in the stands. Open in July 1 in Joliet, Illinois, ladies and gentlemen. We'll switch back here to the main broadcast here. We're getting ready to go racing here. Getting ready to start up the qualifying session here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. If you're just now tuning in for the first time, want to head on over to the YouTube page at Booty Scoot Racing LLC. And it'll find all the full videos there. We'll move the mic a little bit closer to my mouth here so you guys can hear us. We're starting the qualifying session here tonight. Kicking it off is the Season 1 champion from KA, Puerto Rico. Driving the number 85 Krispy Kreme Polymer Toyota Supra, the U.S. Navy veterans heading off onto the racetrack here for the first time tonight. We ride out the front bumper of the number 85 here as he rips through the gears. Battling some internet connection issues here, ladies and gentlemen, so we're trying to help you guys here with that. As Alfonso Claudio gets a little loose there off the corner. You know how we do it here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Once you spin out, the next man up, Kevin Tankos from Hawthorne, New Jersey, ripping the top side of the racetrack here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Coming across for his first lap here tonight for the qualifying session. Kevin Tankos is on the board here as he is ripping down into turns 1 and 2. He'll try the bottom side of the racetrack here for turn 2. Little loose off the corner. Save it, Kevin Tankos. Big save there for the number 4 from Hawthorne, New Jersey. He was able to keep it going, so we'll keep it right here on him. The number 4 Budweiser machine of Kevin Tankos. Winner 2 weeks ago at the Charlotte Roval. Picked up the victory. He's going to try the bottom side of the racetrack again, ripping through turns 3 and 4 in the qualifying session. Kevin Tankos coming through to complete his first lap of the night. Bang! Looks like Kevin Tankos' 4th fastest on the board is John Michael, currently the fastest right now. He's currently ran a 30.41. The boogeyman down the back straightaway. We'll look on with the number 23, J Money Sense Toyota Supra. He's bad fast here tonight at the Chicagoland Speedway. Currently at the top of the board here, John Michael Bryant. He'll sail through the middle of the racetrack up to the top here. The purple and pink J Money Sense down on the bottom side. Still P1 on the board for John Michael Bryant as we ride around with Corey Riptide Tessers. He finishes his lap. Here's the number 01, 14-year-old of Everett Larson driving the SPP Food City Ford Mustangs. He'll take the bottom side of the apron there and take it down in the bottoms of turns 1 and 2 here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. That'll round it out for Everett Larson. Looks like Holden Wheeler's out here in the Chase Johnson Racing James River Equipment Chevy Silverado. He's ripping through the Chicago banks here down the back straightaway on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Does he even have a time up on the board? I don't believe. Yes, he does. He's 4th fastest so far currently as they run, ladies and gentlemen. We appreciate you guys again tuning in here to the Booty Scoot Racing channel. The number 79 of Holden Wheeler sailing to the top side of the racetrack here. Where will he post for the final time tonight? P1 for Holden Wheeler on the top of the board. Here comes the number 02 Rock and Roll Racing Ford Mustang of Nicholas Maynard. He'll take the top side of the racetrack down the back straightaway here. Nicholas Maynard looking to make something shake here. Currently sitting in the P7 spot as they run. As he takes the top side of the racetrack here, the Maynard Motor 02 Ford Mustang ripping through the top side of the turns 4 machine. Currently registered 7th fastest. Where will he go? P7 still for Nicholas Maynard. We'll switch over here to the number 48 Queso machine of Nick Crawford, from Buchanan, West Virginia. We'll catch him at a bad time. We'll let him re-rack that thing. We'll fire him back off here. The closeoutbats.com Chevy Silverado of Jerry Powers from Park Ridge, New Jersey is on the clock right now. Currently just put down, a 9th place fastest time here as I can't fix the numbers for you folks here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. The number 99 of Jerry Powers led a shit ton of laps at the New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Wasn't able to pick up the victory. He'll rip the top side of the racetrack here. Able to keep it off the pits there, but he's got his hands busy inside of that Chevy Camaro there. Big time save for the closeout bats driver, Jerry Powers. Where will he post? P3 on the board for Jerry Powers here. Do we have any more contestants? Looks like Terry Hughes Jr. back here on the racetrack off the medical leave. He's a little loose off the corner here from Troy, Alabama. Have to lock that thing down here and try to get it going. James Fountain on the pit road here. Will he cut a lap here? He's not moved that 24 machine yet here, but Everett Larson's got it parked down on the back straightaway. Jerry Powers is taking it to the infield here And I believe that's going to round out everybody here tonight, ladies and gentlemen, for the qualifying session. So we'll pull out the results here. Looks like Holden Wheeler is going to start on the pole here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. The number 79 with his first pole on the year. So close to the Truck Series opener for the Madness Racing League, ladies and gentlemen, at the Daytona International Speedway. But he was not able to pick up the victory. Ladies and gentlemen, we ask you guys to please stand and rise as you're able as we get ready to take on tonight's National Anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate you guys standing up and taking your hats off here. The music's getting cranked up here tonight. We're getting ready to go racing here. And whoever keeps reporting the stream here, you should be ashamed of yourself. They're just fake race cars going around the track here. We don't give a damn. Freddie the Flagman's up there waving the checkered flag for the qualifying session. You're watching the Madness Racing League Xfinity Series. Chi-Town 200 live from the Chicagoland Speedway. And if this is your first time joining us here tonight, this is how it's about to happen and what we're about to attack on here tonight for the Madness Racing League. 120 laps, caution laps do count around the Chicagoland Speedway. 0 fast repair, 3 sets of tires, and a full tank of gas. 2 green-white checkers are in the bank, ladies and gentlemen. If we need them here, there we go. Switching on over. Getting ready to grid the race cars up here tonight. Getting ready to kick off the drivers' introductions here. We are glad you guys have tuned in here tonight to join us here for some great action-packed racing. There they go, ladies and gentlemen. We'll kill the music a tad bit here. We get ready to start the drivers' introductions here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Looks like we're going to have about 20 guys shaking out the field here tonight, getting ready to tackle on their chance to lock themselves into the playoffs for the Madness Racing League Season 2 Xfinity Series. Ladies and gentlemen, as these guys continue to fill in the field, we'll get ready to kick off tonight's drivers' introduction. Still waiting on a couple more guys, to load in here. Want to remind you guys to slap that like button. Head on over to the YouTube page, Booty Scoot Racing LLC, and hit us the subscribe button, the like button there as well. We would really gladly appreciate it. Everything you guys do helps us with a better broadcast around here. While these guys are loading in here, we'll go ahead and kick off tonight's driver's introduction. Starting on the pole, driving the number 79 Chevy Camaro. That's going to be Holden Wheeler. Starting on the outside of him, the 14-year-old driving the SPP Food City 100-01 Ford Mustang. That's Everett Larson. Jonathan Smith in the NapDaddyRacing.com Premier Setups, number 13 from Goldsboro, North Carolina, will shake out the third place spot here tonight. Jerry Powers, the second from Park Ridge, New Jersey, driving the number 99 CloseoutBats.com Chevy Camaro, looking to make something shake here tonight. Corey Riptide Tesner, the other Chase Johnson racing Chevy Camaro, looking for a sponsor here tonight. Got Chevy on board tonight, though, here for Chicagoland. The number 8 looking to make something shake. Showtime Chase Johnson on the outside in the pink and black STI Johnson. Number 5, Chase Johnson racing Chevy Camaro from Greer, South Carolina. He'll start in the 6th place spot here tonight on the outside, 3rd row. The Season 1 champion, Crunch Fitness, number 85, Polymer Toyota Supra, from KA, Puerto Rico. That's Alfonso Claudio. John Michael Bryant driving the J Money Sits 23 Rogue. The Boogeyman, your mom's favorite driver, looking to lock himself into the playoffs here tonight, driving the Toyota Supra. James Fallon in the Flow Racing Number 24 from Greenville, South Carolina on the outside here. He'll be the fourth and final Chase Johnson Racing Chevy Camaro here on the outside. On the inside of him, driving the number 02 Rock and Roll Racing No Fear Ford Mustang from Welford, South Carolina. That's the kid of Nicholas Maynard. From Hawthorne, New Jersey, driving the Budweiser number 4, the 20-year-old Kevin Tankos. George Stetson from Macola, Florida here, driving the Rock and Roll Racing number 56 Chevy Camaro. Looking to make something shake here tonight. Travo Wall in the Atlanta Braves, number 7 Ford Mustang from Pelzer, South Carolina, continues to work his way through the field. Stanley Turner Jr. driving the number 84. We got to speed it up here from Rising Sun, Indiana. Terry Hughes Jr. back from medical leave from Troy, Alabama. He's looking to tack on Chicagoland. The Queso Maynard Motors Chevy Camaro from Buchanan, West Virginia of Nick Crawford shaking out the 16th place spot here tonight. Followed by Chris Knighty in the Triple Deuce NVIDIA Ford Mustang from P-Town, Indiana. Blake Gottschalk from Tempe, Arizona, driving the Payhas Toyota Supra, will shake out the 18th place spot here. And the younger brother of Terry Hughes Jr., Trent Hughes from Troy, Alabama, driving the number 18 Bass Pro Shops Ford Mustang, will shake out the tail end of the field here. We have here to blink in and out here. We apologize for that. Everett Larson's going to be on the outside here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, getting ready to go racing here for the Chi-Town 200. Holden Wheeler is going to be the race leader. He's in full command here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, getting ready to bring him to the green flag. The green flag is in the air here for the Chi-Town 200 for the Madness Racing League Xfinity Series Season 2. It'll be Holden Wheeler getting a great jump here out to the race lead. He'll have the number 01 of Everett Larson on the battle door to door here. One another here going at it. Ladies and gentlemen, we continue to battle a little bit of internet connections issues here for the broadcast. We apologize here. It's John Michael Bryan, works the inside of the number 85 of Alfonso Clavidio. That'll open up the door for the number 24 of James Fountain. He'll work the middle side of the racetrack here. Nicholas Maynard charging hard down on the bottom side. Here they come to complete lap number 1. And he can go ahead and put it in the books to the number 79 of Holden Wheeler here as he sails away with a race lead. Brings them back here to turns 1 and 2 here. It'll be Wheeler, Jonathan Smith on the outside, followed by Everett Larson. Chase Johnson here in the second row on the bottom, followed by his teammate Corey Tessner down the back straightaway. These guys absolutely going at it here tonight at Chicagoland Speedway. You can throw a blanket over the top 10 here. Ladies and gentlemen, Holden Wheeler trying to defend off the race lead from the number 13 of Jonathan Smith. He'll clip the wall right there off the turn 4 there through the Geico restart zone. Jonathan Smith in full control here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We'll continue to watch these guys sail around the racetrack. I'll fix some of the overlays here. It's been one hell of a race so far. 3 laps are in the book here. And these guys are not giving an inch to one another out here tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, Holden Wheeler sails back to the race lead down the back straightaway here, diving into turns 3 and 4, on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. These guys know that they have to get to the front here if they want a chance to lock themselves to the Madness Racing League playoffs here. Holden Wheeler trying to play defense here across the run. He'll lead that lap. 4 laps are complete here. It'll be Holden Wheeler followed by the 14-year-old of Everett Larson in the SPP-01 Ford Mustang on the outside. And Chase Johnson will join him here on the top side of the racetrack. Many of these guys are going to try to find themselves going from the top side to the bottom side as the tires continue to wear throughout the run. Everett Larson gets a little shove for the number 5 STI Johnson machine of Chase Johnson. 3 wide for the race lead here through turns 3 and 4. Chase Johnson to put the gas down. He'll power pass for the race lead. Chase Johnson in the number 5 becomes the race leader here. Some great action around the Chicagoland Speedway. These 3 are starting to get a little bit far away from the guys back here as we got a side-by-side battle with the engine Chevy Camaro, of Jonathan Smith battling hard with that Chevy Camaro of number 8 of Corey Riptide Tessner down the back straightaway here. The battle for the race lead continuing to heat up here. The number 01 of Everett Larson 2 weeks ago spent his day at Pastrana Land with Travis Pastrana. That is no joke. Got to rip the Can-Am around Pastrana Land, and he is here tonight for the Madness Racing League here, fighting hard for the race lead here around Showtime. Chase Johnson will try it down on the bottom side here. He's able to hold on to the race lead through turns 1 and 2 here, but Everett Larson battling back down here on the outside. He's not going to go away in the Food City. Number 01 Ford Mustang trying to put some power down the back straightaway here. He'll have the preferred line into turns 3 and 4. Ladies and gentlemen, there's a nasty bump over there. Ladies and gentlemen, right on board with Everett Larson trying to keep that thing underneath them here. The last continue to pick off, battling door to door here with some great shots around the Chicago Speedway. Battle for the race lead continuing to heat up here as you ride out the front bumper. You're riding along with the Season 1 champion of Alfonso Clavidio. from KA, Puerto Rico. He'll work the bottom side of the racetrack here, trying to make something shake over the number 8 of Corey Riptide Tesner. 7 laps are complete here tonight in the Chi-Town 200. Live from the Chicagoland Speedway, It'll be Larson, the race leader, followed by Chase Johnson, Holden Wheeler, Corey Tesner right there in front of you. And then the guy we got our eye on right here, Alfonso Claudio. Holden Wheeler loses the race lead there after leading the first couple opening laps. From the pole here, we got to redial in that James River equipment, number 79, Camaro, As I continue to think about trucks here tonight, don't know why. Everett Larson, though, is still the top side of the racetrack here. Chase Johnson will have to fall into the second place spot, riding out of the front four of Showtime. Chase Johnson here in the STI Johnson, number 5 Camaro. He'll rip the top side of the racetrack here as everybody else looks like they're trying to get single file behind them here. There's the battle between Jonathan Smith here. He's battled door to door with James Fallon. These two are going at it here. Jonathan Smith, winner a couple of weeks ago at the New Hampshire Motor Speedway. He knows he's racing for the Madness Racing League Championship here. He's got a spot locked in the playoffs with that victory he picked up here, and he's got the number 99 machine of Jerry Powers, the second right behind him. Jerry Powers from Park Ridge, New Jersey, led 110 laps at the New Hampshire Motor Speedway, the same race that Jonathan Smith was able to steal away from him here. They'll work their way in the turns 3 and 4 off the back straightaway. Alfonso Claudio is shorting the gap up there to that number 8 machine of Corey Riptide Tesner. The battle continues to heat up here. Here comes the boogeyman of John Michael Bryant, working his way through the field here in the number 23 machine. He's working over the back bumper of the number 4 of Kevin Tankos. He'll work the bottom side here, trying to make his way around the number 4 machine. It's become a parking lot over here. These guys are starting to catch back up to each other. The top 3 underneath a second for one another. Everett Larson starting to sail away with a race lead here, though. Chase Johnson continues to try to work something here. He's trying to find some grip here on the bottom side of the racetrack here. Not able to get it through here, ladies and gentlemen. You are watching the Madness Racing League Chi-Town 200. 10 laps are complete here in tonight's event. Ladies and gentlemen, you don't want to miss a thing here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We'll take you down live here on the racetrack for a Fast and Loud. That's the number 2 Toyota Supra, Blake Hochschild there, ripping around the Chicagoland Speedway. 15 laps are complete here tonight as we just round up our first ever Madness Racing League Fast and Loud here tonight at the Chicago Speedland for our Xfinity Series. The Paint Hoss machine looks bad fast here tonight. The father of 3 has got to get that thing dialed in here as he works his way down the back straightaway here, trying to close up the gap to the rest of the back here. Meanwhile, things are heating up front here. The battle for the race lead is starting to heat back up between Everett Larson, Chase Johnson, and Holden Wheeler. Holden Wheeler has finally let the tires cool off of that number 79 James River equipment Chevy Camaro here. He'll work the top side of the racetrack here. You got Chase Johnson down on the bottom side of it here. The battle is on here tonight. At the Shanita second for one another here, battling hard for the race lead. Everett Larson continues to lead them here, though. The 14-year-old in full control here tonight. 120 laps are what we are scheduled for here tonight. 2 overtimes if we need them. Ladies and gentlemen, these guys have been absolutely going at it here, caution-free up to this point. Meanwhile, the number 85 of Alfonso Claudio trying to work the middle side of the racetrack here. He's not able to. Everett Larson here down on the bottom side of the racetrack here. Running back to the top side here as we got a run for the race lead here. Looks like Chase Johnson might get a run, but he'll have to give back into it, though, and Holden Wheeler will fall back in line here. Alfonso Claudio turns the fastest lap on the racetrack that last time around, so the number 85 Season 1 champion looking to make something shake here tonight at Chicagoland Speedway. He's got a little bit of drafting help from the number 24 of James Fountain. James Fountain trying to work the bottom side, though, here. James Fountain driving a Chevy Camaro for Chase Johnson Racing. One of the 3 Ford charter cars, here for the Madness Racing League for Chase Johnson Racing. Holden Wheeler going battle door-to-door here for the second place spot here. He's not going to go away here. The number 79 continuing to rip on the top side of the racetrack here. Another charter affiliate for CJR. Here comes Corey Riptide Tessner. He's able to get a 2-for-1 around Alfonso and James Fountain here and hold both of them off here for that position in the 4th place spot. Battle back here, though, with Jerry Powers and Kevin Tanko's heating up here. The number 02 Fade right there, right behind him, though. The number 13 of Jonathan Smith sits in between the rest of these guys right here, trying to pack up the rest of the guys. Everybody's starting to turn down some neat lap times. John Michael Bryant down on the back straightaway here, battling some handling conditions. We hear him on that race car asking for an adjustment here underneath the caution flag if we ever get one here. But John Michael Bryant worried about the pit stops here. He's wanting to know how much gas he's got, how much does he need to save for his J-Money Cinch Racing Machine team, ladies and gentlemen. And meanwhile, here comes Stanley Turner Jr. here in the number 84 Blue Machine. Here on the outside from Rising Sun, Indiana. He's trying to work around the triple deuce of Chris Knighty here. The battle is on for the 15th place spot back here. You better ask it. Chris Knighty here not going to go away here. He's going to battle hard here. Going the door with Stanley Turner, but ripped and blow the doors off to number 84 here. Stanley Turner trying to get that number 84 machine dialed in here. That Chevy Camaro here battling some loose conditions through the corner here as he continues to work that race car. Here comes large car Nick Crawford. He's shuffled his way back up here to the rest of the pack. It's George Stetson and Trent Hughes continue to battle back here for the 18th and 19th place spot on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Ladies and gentlemen, we're giving everybody the TV time they will necessarily need. Meanwhile, Corey Riptide Tessner is called up here for that battle for the race lead, but Everett Larson is set sail here over the rest of the field on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, trying to push that lead out to a half a second race lead here. He'll come off to turn 4 through the Geico restart zone and lead another lap and add another point to his total score. Welcome back here to the Booty Scoot Racing channel. You can absolutely throw a blanket over this top 8 drivers right here. Everybody under a second. We're close to 2 seconds from one another from the race leader here, but everybody's packed up together. You got to believe that Everett Larson sees that in his rearview mirror. Everybody trying to pack up together, go single file, and use the draft to their advantage. Everett Larson, though, running away with a race lead here. Meanwhile, James Fountain has worked the number 85 of Alfonso Claudio, pushing that back bumper up here to the traffic of Chase Johnson, Holden Wheeler, and Corey Tessner's got involved as well. Meanwhile, here comes Jonathan Smith and Kevin Tankos to join the party. 25 laps are complete here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. These guys are going at it. Slide job after slide job, filling holes and gaps that might not even be there. But you got to do what you got to do here. 26 laps are complete here in the night's event. Caution free so far up to this point, ladies and gentlemen. About 46-ish laps, 48-ish laps in gas is what I was told by the admin. As Kevin Tankos in the number 4 continues to try to work the outside here. For the number 13, looks like he's able to get it complete here through the turns 3 and 4, but never mind. Jonathan Smith will power back here on the outside. Kevin Tankos up there trying to rip the fence. He'll get a little bit of it though, and that'll just shoot that car with a little bit extra momentum off the side of the corner there here. James Fountain trying to make the pass now around Alfonso Claudio. So the drafting and pushing. How long will it settle for these guys? Everett Larson selling away with the race lead here. Holden Wheeler up to the second place spot. Holden Wheeler, our pole sitter here tonight. Lost a couple positions early, but he was able to gather back up to number 79. Machine, the James River Equipment Chevy Silverado for Chase Johnson Racing. Connected down here on the bottom side of the racetrack. Was right on board with the number 79 of Holden Wheeler. He tries to run down the race leader of Everett Larson here. He looks like he's cutting into the gap just a tad bit here in the turns 1 and 2 here. Everybody else continues to fan through turns 1 and 2 here. Jonathan Smith to work the outside of Kevin Tankos now, trying to get that spot back again. And James Fountain to beat out on the bottom side here, trying to still work around the number 85 of Alfonso Claudio, but the season 1 champion will ride the middle of the racetrack here, make it tough for the number 24. But James Fountain's going to put that nose in there, trying to make something shaky. Jonathan Smith will help him there with a little bit of drafting help here. So James Fountain's going to run door to door here with Alfonso Claudio across the racetrack, across the line here. Ladies and gentlemen, 29 laps are complete here as these guys continue to work around the racetrack. Each and every individual lane is being used up to this point. The top, the middle, the bottom. 4 lanes of these guys to be able to use of racing, and you best believe they're using it. James Fountain still trying to work around here. Jonathan Smith, though, down on the bottom side of the racetrack here. He sees the battle on the outside of him here. You're looking out the left front of the number 13 machine of Jonathan Smith here. He's trying to make sure that he can get through this pack here, not put a bumper to anybody. James Fountain to clear himself across the front stretch here. Across the nose of the number 13 machine here. The battle is heating back up here. Kevin Tankos is shooking his way back up here. He's got to stay out of that fence as he continues to rip the top side of the racetrack here. Kevin Tankos on a mission here because he should have a big run down the back straightaway. Alfonso Claudio, big boost there into the corner. You look out the ass end, Alfonso Claudio had to fall back in line there. So a big shot to the outside wall there for Alfonso Claudio. We'll get another victim there. That looks like it's going to be the number 8 Chevy machine of Corey Tesner. Corey Tesner will scrape the outside wall here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, but he's able to fend off the 24 there down on the bottom side there for that 4th place spot. But ladies and gentlemen, Everett Larson set sail here. 31 laps are complete here in tonight's event. Chase Johnson trying to run down Holden Wheeler. James Fountain door to door with Corey Tesner down the back straightaway. Jonathan Smith looking for a position to get himself back up here. Will he try the bottom side here in the turns 3 and 4? No, James Fountain have to go back up here. He'll rip the middle side. Jonathan Smith to put the power down 3 wide through turns 3 and 4. Jonathan Smith trying it down on the bottom side. Some great racing here at the Chicagoland Speedway. Corey Tesner hooks a beautiful line off of turns 3 and 4 on the top side of the racetrack here. He's able to keep it off the fence here to allow these guys to keep racing the way that they're racing. James Fountain, Jonathan Smith, Kevin Tankos is joining the battle here on the top side. And Alfonso Claudio will scrape the wall. He's back in action here in the Crunch Fitness, number 85, Toyota Supra. Still door to door down the back straightaway. Jonathan Smith being a pain in the side here to some of these guys. He'll try on the bottom side of the racetrack. Corey Tesner will collect the fence on the top side. That'll open up the door for the number 4, Kevin Tankos here. The battle back here for this 5th, 6th, and 7th place spot. This is just not going away here. These guys do not want to give each other an inch here. Jonathan Smith will take the 4 for 1 and go around everybody here in the turns 1 and 2 here. He'll clear himself down on the bottom side of the racetrack. That'll open up the door here for absolutely nobody. Corey Tesner's going to have to hold another line here off the corner. He's able to. And James Fountain's not able to hold and plug in the wall there and plug in the hole. Meanwhile, Blake Hochschild back here trying to run down the boogeyman of John Michael Bryant. John Michael Bryant battling some handling conditions on the top side of the racetrack here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Caution flag is out here. Caution flag is out here. Looks like it's for the number 56 of George Stetson here in the Rock and Roll Racing Chevy Camaro. Is that right front's barely turning on that R&R Chevy Camaro. We'll back that ass up here for an instant replay on the Madness Racing League and take a look and see what just might have actually happened to the number 56 of George Stetson. A big shot here, possibly on the outside wall. He's got some right front damage. We'll back that ass up here for Shreddy Kruger. Ladies and gentlemen, Shreddy Kruger, head on over to YouTube page at Shreddy Kruger. George Stetson been ripping the guitar long before he's been ripping the race wheel out here on the racetrack. We'll take a look and see what happened. Like George Stetson was already slow here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We'll have to back it up even more here to take a look and see exactly what happened to the number 56. And there it is. Looks like he's got a major hit to the outside wall here. So the caution flag had been needed to be thrown here for the number 56. He's slow on the racetrack. That's might have what it triggered it here as we see the right front not even turning on that machine. And the caution flag flies here right in front of the leader as Everett Larson was getting ready to come. So that's what brings out the caution flag. George Stetson with a flat right front here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. 33 laps are complete. We'll take a quick commercial break and be back after that. Don't go nowhere. Back here to the Booty Scoot Racing channel live on the TikTok platform. Peter the Pace Car just leads everybody down on the pit road here. As you'll see everybody come down on pit road for the first time here tonight. It's going to be the race leader, Everett Larson, bringing them down here. We'll kill the music here for the pit stops here. We'll see who's going to win the battle off of pit road. Everett Larson's led majority of the laps here tonight. Everybody's going to peel off into their boxes right behind one another here. Here comes John Michael Bryan and the rest of the crew here. Holden Wheeler is going to be down here. He'll slide across his pit box here from the first pit spot for the first pit stall. The battle off the pit road goes to Everett Larson. He'll win the battle off pit road. Everett Larson will become the race leader. Who's the next contestant to bring it off here? So different couple strategies varying for tons of different drivers here. It's going to be Jonathan Smith over James Fountain, Corey Tesner, Chase Johnson, Holden Wheeler, Kevin Tankos, Alfonso Claudio, and then the 99 of Jerry Powers here. They continue to fight off John Michael Bryan, Blake Hochschild off of pit road here. So we'll see who's still stuck on pit road here. Comes Travel Wall off of pit road, followed by Terry Hughes Jr., Nicholas Maynard still stuck on pit road, Chris Knighty, Stanley Turner Jr., George Stetson, Nick Crawford. So a busy pit road this time around, though. It looks like Everett Larson's going to redeem the race lead here. Gas only for the number 01 Food City Ford Mustang. It looks like Jonathan Smith's going to come up here to the second place spot, followed by Corey Tesner and James Fountain here. So the first pit stops are in the book. Everett Larson's being shown a black flag for speeding down pit road. He'll have to come down now and serve the penalty. So the number 01 will lose the race lead here, and that'll throw Jonathan Smith to the race leader here and move James Fountain up here to the second place spot, followed by Corey Tesner, Chase Johnson, Holden Wheeler, Kevin Tankos, and Alfonso Claudio right behind there to round out the top 7. Jerry Powers will fill into the 8th place spot with John Michael Bryan getting the 9th place spot. The Paint Hoss boys will get a top 10 pit stop off right there. Gains some track position for the number 2 machine. Terry Hughes Jr. will shake back out here on the racetrack, followed by Travel Wall. Chris Knighty will shake out here at the back of the field, followed by Stanley Turner. Here comes Nick Large Car Crawford. And here comes the other Nick kid of Nicholas Maynard, followed by Trent Hughes and Everett Larson. Back off of pit road here after serving his penalty here, ladies and gentlemen. He'll join, the back of the field. Get ready to go racing here, re-racked and reloaded here. Jonathan Smith will have some luckiness fall into his lap, I guess we'll call it that, though. Everett Larson, a penalty on pit road for speeding. He'll join the back end of the field. That'll give Jonathan Smith the race lead from Goldsboro, North Carolina. The engine for number 13 Chevy Camaro. Make sure you go check him out at napdaddyracing.com right there on the back of the car for all your iRacing paint scheme liveries and needs here. As you see Peter the Pace Car getting ready to make that left on the pit road. He'll release the Titan this time around with 36 laps complete, getting ready to come to 37. Chase Johnson is going to foul out the second row. He'll give a big shot there to James Fountain here on the outside. We are back green here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel for the Chi-Town 200. Jonathan Smith gets a great jump here for the race lead. Corey Tesner, James Fountain, door to door, followed by Chase Johnson. Corey Tesner down on the bottom side with James Fountain, Holden Wheeler trying to make something shake here. Corey Tesner, big one's off the corner. 3 wide down the back straightaway here at the Chicagoland Speedway. Kevin Tankos on the top side, Corey Tesner down the middle. And here comes Holden Wheeler down on the bottom side. He's trying to make something shake. Corey Tesner still battling hard with that race car. Into the outside wall for the number 8 machine of Corey Tesner. He's able to hold on to it. Can he keep it under control here? Corey Tesner losing in spots here. Big time on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Meanwhile, Jonathan Smith, though, will keep it green. Looks like on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Alfonso Claudio sideways through 1 and 2. Everybody absolutely going at it here tonight at the Chicagoland Speedway. The restarts have been one other different topic. Jonathan Smith will sail to the middle to the top side of the racetrack here, trying to put a gap over the number 69 of James Fountain here. They'll come across the Geico restart zone, across the finish line here. 40 laps next time around are complete for the Madness Racing League's Xfinity Series. Travel Wall and the Atlanta Braves. Number 7, Ford Mustang works the bottom side of the racetrack here. He'll have the paint hoss number 2 right behind him. Nicholas Maynard will ring the top side of the racetrack here, so the two teammates trying to find each other, the number 7 and the number 02. But the Toyota Supra of Blake Koschchild will break it up here, riding on the top side of the racetrack through turns 3 and 4. The paint hoss Toyota Supra asked for an adjustment there under the caution flag during the pit stop. They'll take 2 rounds out of the number 2 Toyota Supra, tighten him up. Ladies and gentlemen, it looks like he might have helped him out here. Here comes the number 02 of Nicholas Maynard, trying to make something shake here. Corey Tessner still battling some handling conditions out the back end of that number 8 Chevy Camaro here. Down the back straightaway here, door to door goes Travel Wall. And Blake Koschchild here will ride out the front bumper of Nicholas Maynard here. You see the battle in front of them here. They two are absolutely going at it here. Nicholas Maynard battling the throttle, because he's got the number 01 of Everett Larson down below him here. Everett Larson trying to go back to the front of the racetrack here. Back to the race lead here. A penalty on pit road will make them start from the back. So Everett Larson driving the Food City number 01 Ford Mustang will have to wreak the unnecessary doubt of pit speeding on pit road. And he battles door to door right now with the kid of Nicholas Maynard down the back straightaway. This battle's not going nowhere. Everett Larson will pull back into line here, and he'll try again here on the bottom side of the racetrack. So the number 01 not going nowhere. The 01 battling the 02 out coincidental here. Nicholas Maynard will stay on the top side of the racetrack here. Looks like everybody's going to single file back in here to one another. Everett Larson trying to paint a picture here and keep a straight line here. Get his way back to the front. Stanley Turner Jr. He'll ask for an air pressure adjustment here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel underneath the caution flag. And he'll get his pit stop and get what he needed here, but it'll cost him a little bit of track position. The number 84 trying to charge his way back through the field here. Meanwhile, Chris Knighty here trying to put some BTA belt to ass here. He'll try the bottom side of the racetrack here. He'll ask for an adjustment underneath the caution flag as well. They'll take 2 rounds out of the back of the Triple Deuce machine. A left front air pressure adjustment, and the NVIDIA Triple Deuce Ford Mustang is hauling tail now around the Chicagoland Speedway. Chris Knighty down on the bottom side. Meanwhile, Nicholas Maynard and Everett Larson still going at it here. Looks like that's going to be for the 12th place spot, excuse me. Everett Larson will stay in the middle side of the racetrack here, trying to battle hard with the 02 of Nicholas Maynard. Looks like he'll clear him off of turns 3 and 4 here. And Nicholas Maynard will have to try to make himself gather it back up here. Everett Larson has a bad, fast Ford Mustang here tonight in Chicago. Can he make something shake here? We took these cars to the streets of the Chicago street courses where it was originally intended to go. But ladies and gentlemen, the majority vote wanted to rip around the oval here tonight, ladies and gentlemen, in Joliet, Illinois. And they'll get exactly what they want. Jerry Powers, Alfonso Claudio going over here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. And meanwhile, look at this, your mom's favorite driver. She'll stand up here. As we heard John Michael Bryan, pleading underneath the caution flag to tighten this son of a gun up here, and he can do something with it. The 23 J Money since Toyota Supra had a great season so far up to this point. A couple top 5s for the number 23. He's just trying to finish one of these things here up front and lead some laps here, pick up another victory here. John Michael Bryant working through turns 3 and 4. Got a bad fast 23. Comes Kevin Tankos here. The battle up front is starting to heat up once more. This is for the battle for the race lead right here, ladies and gentlemen. Chase Johnson has led the rest of the pack here. James Fountain's going to try the outside. It'll be Holden Wheeler here trying to stick his nose somewhere and make something shake, get some clean air to the front of that number 79 Chevy Camaro. So the bow ties round up the top 5 here, battling hard for the race lead. Everybody's sideways through turns 3 and 4. That'll open up the door for the race leader of Jonathan Smith. He works off of turns 3 and 4 through the Geico restart zone. 47 laps are complete here. We've had one caution flag up to this point for the number 56 of George Stetson with a right front flat tire. That's what happens, ladies and gentlemen. These guys continue to start to push the air pressure inside of these race cars here. And eventually, bam, there goes the tires. It'll pop and blow here. James Fountain trying to work around the team owner, Chase Johnson here. It's Chase Johnson owning the number 24 and the number 79. But James Fountain battling a tough wheel there. Off of turns 3 and 4, he's able to keep it safe, but that'll open up the door for the number 79. He's trying the bottom side here. Nobody cutting the apron here 48 laps into the night. It's kind of shocking Shocking here to me. Jonathan Smith sees these guys battling door to door here, and that's exactly what you don't want here. Meanwhile, Jerry Powers says, I want to be door to door with Alfonso Claudio down the back straightaway, trying to make something shake. They try to close the ground up to the race leader. James Fountain will finally get rid of the team owner, Chase Johnson, here and put him in the third place spot. Chase Johnson loses some spots here to his chartered guys, trying to run down the race leader. These two guys know that they got to get shit shaken. John Michael Bryant has entered the chat. Ladies and gentlemen, your mom has just cracked another cold one here. Jerry Powers down on the bottom side of the racetrack here. Big time loose there, I would imagine. Here's him and Alfonso Claudio been going at it. John Michael Bryant again. That adjustment working wonders here for the J Money 6 machine, but everybody battling up front in front of him side by side and slowed him down. He maybe has caught the wake of some of these drivers in front of him here. James Fountain will paint the middle side of the racetrack here, trying to throw some dirty air back there to the two guys battling door to door. He'll move back up to the top side of the racetrack here. Kevin Tankos has got a barrier right in front of him here. Two teammate cars battling door to door. Quarter panel, Kevin Tankos been the guy ripping the top side of the line all night long. You ride on board with Kevin Tankos, making it shake up there. Absolutely painting a picture there on the top side of the racetrack. Kevin Tankos will get a massive run here to turns 3 and 4. We'll see how he shakes it out here. He'll think about it here. He'll think a little better of it. He'll stick and commit to the top side of the racetrack here. Meanwhile, James Fountain trying to continue to throw dirty air between these two. Chase Johnson will barely clear himself across the nose of Holden Wheeler here. Across the line, Kevin Tankos might have the quarter panel of Holden Wheeler, and he does here battle into turns 1 and 2. Kevin Tankos upstairs. It'll be Holden Wheeler downstairs, and that'll look like Jerry Powers not able to get around Alfonso Claudio here. So Alfonso Claudio's Toyota Supra coming to life here. 51 laps complete so far up to tonight's event here. Ladies and gentlemen, here comes everybody else. Here comes the freak train of cars behind them. Trevor Wall with a great run here tonight, the 12th place spot. Got to get credit where it's due for Pelzer, South Carolina. The Atlanta Braves Ford Mustangs got some speed in it tonight, looking to hit a home run, maybe a stolen base or two. Pick off an extra couple positions. The number 7 of Trevor Wall. He'll work the bottom side of the racetrack here and have number 81, Terry Hughes Jr. try to get around him. Everybody out in the front bumper. Right along with Trevor Wall here. Look at Trevor way focused inside of that race car here around the Chicagoland Speedway here. Got his hands busy. Ladies and gentlemen, though, Trevor Wall here ripping and shitting through the Madness Racing League Xfinity Series field. And ladies and gentlemen, here comes the triple deuce of Chris Knighty. He's worked his way around the 0-2 of Nicholas Maynard here. B-Town, Indiana. He'll make the short trip over here to Illinois here tonight. The NVIDIA triple deuce machine trying to work the back bumper of Trevor Wall here. He's working his way up through the field. Everett Lawson gets the black flag for speeding down pit road here. A top 10 is where he's got himself back up here to this point, ladies and gentlemen. Jerry Powers. Not sure what has happened here for John Michael Bryant. You better run for your life, big guy. They have caught the ass end of the boogeyman here. John Michael Bryant battling for maybe some tire handling issues here. See if he can't ride on board. John Michael Bryant, look at the boogeyman inside of that race car. Got some teeth on the helmet, maybe biting a couple cavities well along with that loose race car. The 23 machine's got some company in the rearview mirror here with the number 85 of Alfonso Claudio. Jerry Powers continuing to try to work around the number 85 here. It looks like he'll try a little bit extra gas here through the bottom of turns 3 and 4. Not able to get it. 54 laps aren't complete here tonight. We'll shake back up here for the battle for the race lead, where Jonathan Smith has set sail over James Fountain and Chase Johnson, Kevin Tankos, and Holden Wheeler here in the top 5. Alfonso Claudio working the inside of the boogeyman here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. And John Michael Bryant will just have to give it up here, but he's not going to. He's going to press the gas here on the outside. Battle back car with the number 85. He'll be able to hold his position here just a little bit. Alfonso will have to give up a little bit, getting ready to go into turns 3 and 4. That'll give the advantage to the number 23 machine if he's able to hold his line here. John Michael Bryant looks like he might adjust the brake bias here. He's able to hold a pretty good line through turns 3 and 4 down on the top side. And he'll shoot across the front end of the number 85 and shoot some dirty air to the back bumper of that Toyota Supra. So the Supra's battling it out here while the bow ties continue to round out the top 5 here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Ladies and gentlemen, Showtime Chase Johnson trying to run down Jonathan Smith, the race leader. Jonathan Smith is right there, coming through turns 3 and 4 here, and that looks like that's going to be Trent Hughes here, the number 18. In jeopardy of going a lap down here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, trying to keep himself on the lead lap here, ladies and gentlemen. We have been one caution flag up to this point. Blake Koschchild trying to run down Everett Lawson here for the 9th place spot. Everett Lawson charging back through the field here after a penalty underneath the caution flag for the pit stop. And Blake Koschchild asks for an air pressure adjustment inside of that Toyota Supra. He'll get it. Stick that thing back into the top 10. He's moving through the field. Terry Hughes Jr. back out out here on the racetrack this week for the Madness Racing League. After coming off of surgery for the number 81 Mobile 1 driver from Troy, Alabama. The U.S. Navy veteran will work the bottom side of the racetrack here. He's got a bad fast Ford Mustang as he's continuing to pick off the second fastest lap. We'll take it right here this time around. Terry Hughes Jr. with a 31.93, the race leader. Jonathan Smith with a 32.08. So Terry Hughes Jr., the fastest guy on the racetrack currently as we speak. 58 laps are in the book here. He's got a lot of traffic he's got to manage his way through here. Meanwhile, Showtime Chase Johnson trying to work around the number 24 of James Fountain as lap traffic has entered to tonight's chat here. Jonathan Smith, the race leader, has worked his way around it. James Fountain trying to get around the number 18 of Trent Hughes. Trent Hughes playing a little bit of defense here, though. He's not going to let these two guys just split him. And never mind, you best believe it, that's what they'll do. James Fountain will try the bottom side. He's able to clear himself. He'll get around the lap traffic here. And Kevin Tankos will get shoved into the outside fence. There goes Trent Hughes. Wow, Trent Hughes down on the bottom side of the racetrack here. Caution flag is out. Back on the racetrack. Hold it. Lock it down. Woo! Whoa! Big shot there for the number 2. Trent Hughes goes around here after contact with Kevin Tankos. The lap car trying to stay out of the way. We'll back that ass up here for an instant replay on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Second caution flag here tonight for the Madness Racing League Xfinity Series Chi-Town 200 live from the Chicagoland Speedway. Troy, Alabama's number 18 Bass Pro Shop Ford Mustang goes around off the front bumper of Kevin Tankos. Kevin Tankos trying to make some room for himself here. Trent Hughes just gets put in the outside wall there, tries to lock it down. And he heads straight through the living room, through the grass here. Bang, tries to lock it down and back up into traffic here. And looks like Blake Hochschild trying to come through. He'll make contact with Trent Hughes. Send Trent Hughes around with the Nitro 18 Bass Pro Shop 81XI Racing Ford Mustang. Some damage on it here, but not too bad here. We'll work the second caution flag here tonight as the track crews and the ARM safety guys come to the number 18 of Trent Hughes. Back in a moment. Ladies and gentlemen, don't go nowhere. It's been one hell of a race. Back here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, Trent Hughes brings it down on the pit road here to assess the damage. He's the reason that the caution flag has flown here, but tons of other guys have shaken up the field here. Here they come. We don't want you to miss the green flag pit stops, this time led by Showtime Chase Johnson. So some guys will stay out on the racetrack, followed by James Fountain, Holden Wheeler, and Alfonso Claudio. We'll take a look here and see what happens. Who stays, does what, when, where, and why. We'll watch for the battle off of pit road here. Freddie the flagman reminding everybody, one to go green next time around. As we check for the battle off of pit road here, it looks like Trent Hughes brings out the caution flag. It'll be the first one off pit road. It'll be James Fountain winning the race off pit road for the guys battling for position. Then Chase Johnson, Holden Wheeler, the number 79, Stanley Turner Jr., followed by Everett Larson and Alfonso Claudio. The battle with Trevo Wall, Chris Knighty will finish off the pit road pits here. And everybody will work their way back here to the front of the field here where, ladies and gentlemen, it looks like Jonathan Smith has stayed out on the racetrack here, as well as Kevin Tankos in the number 4 Budweiser machine. Jerry Powers in the closeoutbats.com number 99 stays out with Terry Hughes Jr. as well. Nicholas Maynard will stay out here underneath the caution flag, following along with the Quesos number 48 of Nick Crawford. He'll stay out here. So it looks like James Fountain will be the first one off of pit road. Not sure if he took fresh tires or not here, but whether or not he did or not, that's none of our business here. We'll have to check out, see what the number 69 does here as he works his way around the Geico restart zone. Get ready to go to the choose cone, ladies and gentlemen. This should be one hell of a finish here. 62 laps to go. We are at the a little bit under the halfway point here tonight. Jonathan Smith redeems the race lead here. He'll stay out, so tons of guys will move up here. And while we're working the caution flag, we'll bring up the pit stop strategy. Pit stop lap. That's how it works right there, ladies and gentlemen. This is the top 12. Let's see if I can't show everybody here for everybody that's watching the chat here. Bam, there we go. Ladies and gentlemen, so you see how everything shakes out there. Trent Hughes pits on lap 58. So does everybody else. You just can't see it here off to the side because we haven't completed that many laps here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. But we'll throw it back up here when we get ready to go racing here and kind of shake out things for everybody. The number 18 of Trent Hughes scheduled for 2 laps down here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, but he's still out on the racetrack here trying to get every point possible for the number 18. 81 XI Racing. George Stetson here off the racetrack as well. The back tire still stuck here. They're trying to get that thing off of pit road, and it will not go, ladies and gentlemen. Getting ready to go racing back here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. 62 laps are complete. Going to be 63 when we take the green. Peter the pace car and his Ford Mustang will pick the left on the pit road right now. Getting ready to go racing here one more time here, hopefully for the final time tonight. Green flag is in the air, and we are back green here tonight in the Chi-Town 200. Kevin Tankos works on the outside of Jerry Powers. A great restart for Jonathan Smith here. Remember, several guys here on different strategies, tires, pit calls, whatever the hell you want to call it. James Vaughn was the first guy off pit road, so we know he's at least the first guy, full on fuel. That's a tongue twister. Don't say that fast. Holden Wheeler tried on the inside of the number 24. Of James Fountain here. Meanwhile, Nicholas Maynard had to scoot up off the bottom side. Holden Wheeler put the gas down all the way through the corner. What a lap and what a corner right there for Holden Wheeler and the number 79 James River Equipment Chevy Camaro for Chase Johnson Racing. Ladies and gentlemen, Holden Wheeler inches away from winning the TNA Truck Series opener at Daytona just last week. Nicholas Maynard to him turn corner. Nicholas Maynard turns him around. Meanwhile, Holden Wheeler on a mission. He's looking hard for the second place spot around Terry Hughes Jr. And the Jerry Powers machine here. He goes all the way up to Kevin Tankos. Holden Wheeler with a 3-for-1 in one corner right there. What a lap for Holden Wheeler all the way up to the second place spot. Riding out the front bumper of the number 79, Holden Wheeler, as he looks to battle for the race lead right here. Battle through turns 1 and 2 here. Jonathan Smith stays out on the pit stop strategy. Holden Wheeler's going to take full advantage. The number 79, the pole sitter to start tonight's race, back out front here. 65 laps are complete here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. He'll work the top side of the racetrack on the 4 fresh Goodyear tires. Meanwhile, Chase Johnson, Trent Hughes, looks like Terry Hughes Jr. is going to be door to door with Alfonso Claudio here. And Everett Lawrenson's looking to make something shake up the middle. Kevin Tankos is trying to hold off that 3rd place spot here. Alfonso Claudio charging hard as Terry Hughes Jr. has moved his way up here to the top 5 spot here. Trying to get around Kevin Tankos. He'll clear himself. Alfonso will move up there to the 3rd place spot for good. Everett Larson finds a door there to the left quarter panel of Kevin Tankos. And you damn best believe he's going to try to take it. Kevin Tankos is going to rip the top side of the racetrack again. Everett Larson's not going to whip through the corner. He's going to try the bottom side of Alfonso Claudio. Pull up to the back bumper of Jonathan Smith here, and the battle is on for the 2nd place spot. The battle is on here, ladies and gentlemen, for the 2nd place spot on the Booty Scoot Racing channel between Alfonso Claudio, Everett Larson, and Jonathan Smith. Everett Larson will turn the fastest lap on the racetrack that last time around, and he continues to carry the momentum into turns 3 and 4. Will he make a move around the 2nd place car? He will. So it looks like Holden Wheeler and Everett Larson are the first guys to take 4 fresh Goodyear tires here tonight. Everett Larson had the battle back from a pit stop black flag penalty, earlier. He won't make this mistakes the 2nd time around. He had to earn the track position back for his team. He'll do it. He's moved his way back up to the 3rd place spot. Everett Larson led a screw ton of laps here tonight. So far, it looks like the caution flag is flown here. Caution flag is out here. It looks like for Terry Hughes Jr. Big time damage to the number 81 machine. We was just talking about him. We'll back that ass up here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Take a instant replay, kind of see exactly what happened here. Don't want to go too slow. But ladies and gentlemen, Terry Hughes Jr. coming back from a surgery. This is not what he needed. And that number 81 machine, we'll take a look and see what happened here. Tons of guys were battling for position, maybe 3 wide right here. Chase Johnson somewhere within the picture here with Jerry Powers. 3 wide through turns 3 and 4 here. It looks like Terry Hughes just gets clipped by Jerry Powers here and sits him around on the infield. He's able to lock it down, though. Was anybody else involved? No. Terry Hughes Jr. able to hold on to it. We'll back that ass up one more time. See if we can't ride out the front bumper of Terry Hughes Jr. See what he's seen here. Or maybe we'll look out the back left front here. The back left rear, of Terry Hughes Jr. We'll see if Jerry Powers actually made some contact with the number 81 here. 3 wide through the corner. And most definitely some contact made right there to the number 81 here for the 99. Which sends Terry Hughes Jr. around for the 2nd time here tonight. on the second caution flag here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. 68 laps are complete here. We'll take a quick commercial break for the number 81 Mobile One machine of Terry Hughes Jr. Back in a moment. Bang, bang, back here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, working the second caution flag here tonight. We appreciate you guys tuning in to the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We'll kill the music just a tad bit here. Should be an interesting call right here. Some should stay out, some should go. We'll see who does what here. Alfonso Claudio will fake him down, but that won't fake out Jonathan Smith. He'll bring his group down the pit road. We'll kill the music entirely here. That's kind of annoying. Kevin Tanko's Chase Johnson will join him as well, along with James Fountain. He'll come down pit road. Jerry Powers and the kid of Nicholas Maynard, followed by Blake Koschall, Stanley Turner Jr., and Terry Hughes Jr. here. So several guys come down on the pit road this time here. So as long as Jerry Powers, I'm not sure if I said that. I'm pretty sure I did, and if I did, I'm sorry for repeating it here. Here comes the Maynard Motors guys. They're going to roll up here, hop the wall. They're going to jack up the right side of the race car. So at least 2 Goodyear tires for Nicholas Maynard here. It'll be 4 Goodyear tires for Nicholas Maynard, and we'll watch for the battle off pit road. Jonathan Smith will come on pit road. Kevin Tanko second. James Fountain, Paint Hochschild, machine of Blake Hochschild. Nicholas Maynard with a 4-tire stop will come off fourth. Jerry Powers still stuck on pit road here. Stanley Turner coming off pit road right now as well. Jerry Powers and Terry Hughes Jr. still trying to get maybe some damage fixed to there right there after that contact that brought out tonight's caution flag. While we got you here, we'll walk you through it. Holden Wheeler stays out there underneath the caution flag. So does Alfonso Claudio, Everett Larson, and Corey Riptide Tesner, followed by John Michael Bryant and Chris Knighty. Trevor Wall, Nick Crawford. So the top 8 will stay out here. So kind of a little bit of flip-flop. The previous caution, tons of guys stayed out this time. Different ones stayed out this time ago. So guys are all over the place with the pit stop strategy. We'll let things refresh before we bring that out tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to go ahead and remind you, if you're looking to join the Madness Racing League, go ahead and take a screenshot of the code here on your screen, and it'll take you directly to the Discord link and get yourself added in here. Get yourself out here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We appreciate you guys tuning in. The Madness Racing League Xfinity Series ran here at the Home Run Cafe, 4 Mill Street, Inman, South Carolina, 29349-864-561-6955. Go call. See Tony Cook. Tell him the Madness Racing League sent you. The Xfinity Series presented by NapDaddyRacing.com, home of all your iRacing paint schemes, liveries, and needs. Jonathan Smith, the driver here tonight, the number 13, will get you hooked up today. Finally, the Xfinity Series presented by CloseOutBets.com. Since 1992, over 650,000 satisfied customers. Back here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, getting ready to go racing here, working the third crossing flag here tonight. Peter the Pace car, he has them re-racked side by side, about 12 rows deep here. He'll hang the left on the pit road this time around. 71 laps are complete. The 79 of Holden Wheeler is the race leader. He'll have Alfonso Claudio on the outside of him. The top 8 stay out here on pit strategy, and the rest of the field behind them go differently. So we'll see how things shake off here. Holden Wheeler will press the gas, and we are back green here in the Chi-Town 200, live on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Big run here for everybody else here. Looks like guys are having to work their way through the gears here a little bit more quicker. So the front, looks like the front 7, 8 guys here were able to get a huge jump over Trevor Wall and Nick Crawford, and the rest of these guys back here will have to gain their speed back up and catch the front pack here. Meanwhile, Holden Wheeler, the race leader, will get a great jump over Alfonso Claudio and Everett Larson here. Everett Larson, the 14-year-old, was the race leader for majority of tonight's race so far. He'll work his way back to the front of the pack here after serving a black flag penalty for speeding on pit road under the first caution flag here. His 01 Food City pit stop boys will get him the spot back that he needs with a fast pit stop in the number 01 Food City machine of Everett Larson. We'll shake back here in the second place spot as he runs away from Alfonso Claudio. Everett Larson got the invite out to Pastrana land with Travis Pastrana. Got the whip to K&M. You can go check that out on Pastrana 199 or Nitro Circuit's YouTube page. Everett Larson. All kinds of great opportunities for the 14-year-old as he continues to show you why here tonight in the Madness Racing League. As tons of guys continue to field themselves throughout the field here, throughout this restart. That's been the most wild part about tonight, has been the restarts. Meanwhile, Chase Johnson will work the bottom side here, trying to get around Travel Wall. Nicholas Maynard will work the top side. These three guys right here, looks like we might have a battle shaking up here for this 10th place spot here. Meanwhile, Jonathan Smith down on the bottom side of the racetrack. Kevin Tankos is trying to rip the top of the fence here. Kevin Tankos, one of the few guys that's been committed to the top side of the racetrack all night long, trying to paint that thing. Looks like Kyle Larson out there. The Hawthorne's New Jersey driver said he was going to come into tonight. They had a setup loose enough to rip the fence if necessary here, but they know how crucial that bump in turns 3 and 4 can be to these race cars. You know you have to settle in and try to help those things as well, ladies and gentlemen. Here looks like Nicholas Maynard all over the back bumper. Showtime Chase Johnson here. Showtime Chase Johnson trying to get around the number 7 of Travo Wall here. The Travo Wall is throwing a roadblock here. We're riding on board with Showtime Chase Johnson. He's focused trying to get around the number 7 machine here. Right out the right front. Not able to get it to the back bumper there in the corner. Nicholas Maynard trying to make something shake, but he's got Terry Hughes Jr. fighting all over the back bumper. The number 02 here. He's wide out in the back straightaway here at the Chicagoland Speedway. Yeah. 76 laps are complete here. Kevin Tankos will have the advantage over James Fountain across the line here with 77 laps complete. That's the battle for the 7th place spot. Meanwhile, Chris Knighty can't talk about it enough. The NVIDIA Triple Deuce Ford Mustang from B-Town, Indiana asked for an air pressure adjustment. They took 2 rounds out the back of the Triple Deuce Ford Mustang, and he has came to life here at the back end of the race here. 77 laps are complete, and he is trying to work around the number 8 Chevy Camaro of Corey Riptide Tessner here for the 5th place spot. Chris Knighty moving through the field here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Chris Knighty with his best run yet so far up to this point in the season. He'll continue to work the inside and make Corey Tessner have to earn it here on the outside. Corey Tessner holds a pretty line up there against the wall. We'll scoot back here with Travo Wall, Nicholas Maynard, Chase Johnson going at it for the 9th and 10th place spot. Travo Wall and Nicholas Maynard, the Rock and Roll Racing teammates, work the bottom side of the racetrack. So Chase Johnson won't have any teammate help here. Travo Wall will go to the middle side. That'll open up the door for all these guys. Nicholas Maynard will have to fill the hole here. Chase Johnson will get the run here on the outside. He'll get the right rear quarter panel of the number 7 to Travo Wall. They'll work their way through the Chicagoland Speedway. Turns 3 and 4 here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We appreciate you guys tuning in here, staying with us up to this point. It's been one hell of a race. Up to this point, Chase Johnson will get around Travo Wall here. Meanwhile, Jonathan Smith will lose the position to James Fountain here. Chase Johnson will work around the rest of these guys. He'll paint the top side of the racetrack. Nicholas Maynard will be door-to-door with his teammate Travo Wall here through turns 3 and 4 in the Geico restart zone. Travo Wall. Terry Hughes Jr. has entered the chat into the battle here. He's looking to play. He's got something to say. His play cost child said he needed to go back the other way on the adjustments underneath the caution flag here. Said maybe air pressure was too much here. He'll take the adjustments to put 1.5 more rounds back into the number 2 Paint Haas Toyota Supra and tighten it back up for him here. Trying to send it back to the front here with 40 laps remaining on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. The Paint Haas number 2 Toyota Supra trying to run through the field. 14th place currently for the number 2 Toyota. Meanwhile, Chris Knighty now working over Alfonso Claudio for that 5th and 6th place spot here. So the guys that did reap the benefit of going to pit for the brand new fresh Goodyear tires are under attack here now. James Fountain has entered the chat as well. He'll join the battle with Chris Knighty and Alfonso Claudio. We'll throw up the pit stop lap strategy right there. All kinds of whack and wiki. Majority of the lap went pitted on lap 34. Everett Larson lap 35. He'll serve the black flag for speeding down pit road here. And then he'll go 9 extra laps. The difference, Kevin Tankos will there, the second on the pit stop strategy lap. You see it right there. So guys mixing and matching here. So 9 lap difference here on the guys you see on brand new fresh tires and the guys that don't have any down the back straightaway here. Riding around with Holden Wheeler, the race leader here at the Chicagoland Speedway. And he's Got a beautiful image in his mirror. Two guys racing side by side. Meanwhile, Kevin Tankos continues to stay committed to the top side of the racetrack. That Budweiser number 4 Chevy Camaro has been bad fast all night long. I feel like he's just an adjustment away, or maybe one long green flag pit stop away from having exactly where he wants it. He continues to rip the outside of the wall here down the back straightaway. Kevin Tankos on the march here. Kevin Tankos picked up the victory 2 weeks ago at the Charlotte Roval. Led every single lap and beat the number 85 of Alfonso Claudio. He's looking for the race lead here off of turns 3 and 4 with a huge run of momentum. Ladies and gentlemen, the number 4 Kevin Tankos not going down without a battle here. Looking down on board out the hood cam. These two guys keep blocking each other, trying to throw each other through the air. Kevin Tankos will try to go underneath the number 79. He's able to do it this time around. We'll look out the back end of the number 4 of Kevin Tankos here. Not even able to see Holden Wheeler. That's how much of a battle it is. Look how much Kevin Tankos has his hands full down here to turns 3 and 4 here. The battle starting to heat up here on the Booty Street Racing channel. Holden Wheeler's not going anywhere. But Kevin Tankos looking to clear himself off the corner through the restart zone. He'll get it here. 84 laps. Now 85 complete here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Schedule 420. The number 8 of Corey Riptide Tesner here. Just an abysmal day for him so far, that number 8 machine. The damage he's got on has been self-inflicted from scraping the wall here. He continues to try to paint the top side of the racetrack here. It's worked out for him up to this point. He's gained 2 more position. He's up to the 11th place spot. But Chris Knighty here losing some positions from where he gained. He got around Alfonso, got around Terry here, but Chris Knighty falling back through the field here. Maybe got a little bit of loose here. Chris Knighty, Nick Crawford, excuse me, back here in the number 48 Queso machine, trying to play maybe possibly a different strategy call here, as he's on old tires here, possibly trying to save a set, I would have to say. Meanwhile, Blake Hochschild battling door to door with Showtime Chase Johnson. This is the battle for the 13th place spot. Meanwhile, Chase Johnson, I'm hearing from the admin, black flag, speeding on pit road. He had to go back down and serve the penalty. Chase Johnson trying to work his way back up to the front of the field here. He works to the outside of Blake Hochschild here. But Blake Hochschild not going anywhere. Trevor Wall holding on strong to that 12th place spot here at Chicagoland Speedway. Trying to run down the guys in front of him here. Right on board with Nicholas Maynard. He's on the outside of the number 23 of John Michael Bryant. John Michael Bryant, your mom's favorite driver. As for another adjustment here underneath the previous caution flag. Little bit right side air pressure adjustment to the front and right rear of John Michael Bryant here. Hoping he's trying to get a little more grip to the race car. He'll scrape the wall there off of turns 3 and 4 here. Trying to run down Nicholas Maynard. Meanwhile, Jonathan Smith here trying to work around Everett Larson here. Jonathan Smith will blink in and blink out. He's right back here in the engine for number 13. Nicholas Maynard will work the middle side of the racetrack here. This has opened up the battle here. If these guys can get side by side, I can see maybe possibly Terry Hughes Jr. and John Michael Bryant being able to catch the wake of the draft in front of them and maybe possibly join the battle as well. But meanwhile, Holden Wheeler has lost the race lead and lost second place to James Fountain. Kevin Tankos got a bad fast race car here. He asked for a little bit of adjustments here. James Fountain will take 4 fresh Goodyear tires there underneath the previous caution flag. And the Chase Johnson Racing Charter Flow Racing number 24 Chevy Camaro has got some speed in it here. He's on the bottom side of the racetrack. Kevin Tankos is where he's been at all night long. Ripping the fence here down the back straightaway. 89 laps are complete here in Chicagoland. Holden Wheeler really trying to work that back bumper of the number 13 of Jonathan Smith, but not able to. That's opened up the door for Nicholas Maynard here in the turns 1 and 2. Nicholas Maynard will try the bottom side of Holden Wheeler. Here's 90 laps are complete. 30 more laps remain here in tonight's main event. We are glad if you've stayed up to this point. Make sure you head on over to the YouTube page at Booty Racing to catch all the full racing posted there. Nicholas Maynard's going to try the bottom side of the number 79 of Holden Wheeler. This is the battle for the 4th place spot here. Ladies and gentlemen, 90 laps coming to 91 are complete. Kevin Tankos, the race leader. James Fountain, 2nd place. Jonathan Smith, the 3rd place. And right here on your screen, the battle for the 4th place is Everett Larson. Will get around the number 23 of John Michael Bryant. Terry Hughes Jr. of Hungary looking for a spot here as they work each other off of turns 1 and 2 here. Nicholas Maynard will work himself, slides off clear for the 4th place spot, but Holden Wheeler will look right back underneath them here and try to make something shake on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. 91 laps are complete here. In the Chi-Town 200. Nicholas Maynard not able to hold it there on the top side, and Holden Wheeler will be able to hold it, no pun intended, and get his spot back here for the 4th place spot here tonight. Looking out the ass end of Holden Wheeler. Manor has to try the top side of the racetrack here. John Michael Bryant will work the bottom side here, but looks like Terry Hughes Jr. has got a chance here. Nicholas Manor powering back here on the outside. 92 laps are complete here down the back straightaway, door to door. The 02 on the outside, the number 79 on the inside. Rock and Roll Racing versus Chase Johnson Racing, CJR. But here comes the Everett Larson Racing Machine. Everett Larson, mentor Corey LaJoy. Everett Larson trying to battle back from the black flag that he received earlier tonight. Had to do a different pit strategies, alter to get himself back up front for the track position. He let it a couple more laps, got back up to the second place spot, but now he's trying to battle back the SPP 01 down the back straightaway. Everett Larson, see if we can't ride on board with Everett Larson. Everett Larson, you see him right there driving that race car. He's got his LaJoy seating in that race car. Corey LaJoy poured, installed, and fixed the seat for Everett Larson. Everett Larson, a proud member of LaJoy seating here, the number 01 Food City Ford Mustang's got a little bit more he's got to do if he wants to pick up the victory here tonight. Holden Wheeler trying to slide job over Nicholas Manor down the back straightaway. He's able to get it here. These guys are continuing to go back and forth here for this fourth place spot here. 94 laps are complete here in the night's main event here. So close to 20 to go, ladies and gentlemen. If you have not pressed that like button or not pressed that follow button, what the hell are you doing up to this point? Ladies and gentlemen, the battle. Nicholas Maynard's able to get around the 01 right there. And Holden Wheeler will scrape the wall right there. But Jonathan Smith, though, sees the guys in front of him. James Fountain has worked up to the back bumper of Kevin Tanko. The battle for the race lead is on here in Chicagoland. Get out the front bumper of James Fountain from Greenville, South Carolina. He's on the bottom side of the racetrack trying to work around Kevin Tanko, but he's not able to get to the back of the Budweiser number 4 machine. James Fountain asked for an adjustment underneath the previous race, underneath the previous caution flag. You see he's got his eyes wide open in there, trying to stay focused here. He's on the bottom side of the racetrack now, fooling around with the bias inside of the Xfinity Chevy Camaro of his. He's not able to get to the quarter panel yet of the number 4 of Kevin Tanko's. Kevin Tanko's playing a great job of defense here. Now James Fountain will try the outside here through turns 3 and 4 here for the race lead. The Flow Racing Machine's got to keep that thing nice and steady here. 25 laps remain here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, and I'm being told from the admin these guys still do have to make one more green flag pit stop if these guys can't keep it green. 24 laps remain here in the Chi-Town 200. That's the kid of Nicholas Maynard on the outside of Terry Hughes Jr. here, the number 81 machine. They're battling door to door here down the back straightaway. 3 Fords going at it here down the back straightaway. Terry Hughes Jr. will move down the bottom side. He'll throw the dirty air back to the number 01 of Everett Larson. Trying to hold off that 5th place spot there. Terry Hughes Jr. will make the slide job around the number 02 though. And now the battle is on between the 02 and 01 of Everett Larson. Once more here, 23 laps remain on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been one hell of a night, one hell of a race. The battle for the race lead, Kevin Tanko still out front here. And James Fountain looks like he's sagged off a tad bit, trying to cool down those Goodyear tires and try to make another run for it here. 23 laps left to go tonight's race. He knows he's got plenty of time. And then these guys have to make the pit stops here. You got to be mistake-free all night long, and that's how you guys win these races. Ladies and gentlemen, Terry Hughes Jr. now. Maybe the adjustment that he asked inside that 81 is coming back to life. A little contact made there. That'll open up the door for Nicholas Maynard. Nicholas Maynard to make the 3-for-1 there. Caution flag is out here. Stanley Turner Jr. around here on the front stretch on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Big shot to the outside wall, the right front. It's cooked on that number 84 machine. We'll back that ass up here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. For Madness Racing League instant replay with 22 laps to go from Rising Sun, Indiana. Stanley Turner Jr. goes around here, brings out the 3rd caution flag tonight, maybe off the front bumper of Corey Riptide Tesner. We'll take a look and see what happened. Stanley Turner just gets right hooked by Corey Riptide Tesner, head on into the fence and slides through your living room here. See if we can't ride on board with Corey Riptide Tesner here. See what was going on inside of that machine here as he turns around. Looks like that's going to be a big shot there for Stanley Turner, that number 84. We'll back it up a little bit more. Take a look. Just hooks him in the right rear of the Shriners Club, number 84 machine of Stanley Turner. So goes around here. Big shot there for the number 84 machine. He's got a damaged right front. Looks like the suspension's broken on the back end, and the right rear toe link is definitely bent on that race car. The number 84 from Rising Sun, Indiana, has brought out the third caution flag tonight off of Corey Tesner's bumper. We'll be back in just a moment. It should be less than 20 to go when we go back racing. Don't go nowhere. Bang, welcome back here to the Booty Scoot Racing channel. If you're looking to find you a brand new league to race in right here, you found it. Make sure you go ahead and screenshot your screen. Take the code here on your screen. It'll take you straight to the Discord, get you signed up, get you out here tonight, get you out here on the Xfinity series for the Madness Racing League. The Madness Racing League wants to say we're presented by Pop's Porch Bed Swings, bringing you all the handcrafted porch bed swings each and every single week. Best believe it, we're here. Back down here on the main broadcast here. We'll kill the music here. Pit road is going to be a busy one here. Tons of guys are filling in their pit boxes here. Chase Johnson, John Michael Bryant, Corey Riptide Tesner here. Everybody else back here as well. We're looking for the battle off pit road here. Who's going to take it here? This could be the money stop here. Ladies and gentlemen, had a couple guys stay out here. Who's going to win the battle off pit road? Kevin Tankos gets it over Jonathan Smith and James Bowden, Terry Hughes Jr., Nicholas Maynard, Holden Wheeler, Chase Johnson, Everett Larson, Peyton Hochschild, Machina, Blake Hochschild, Corey Tesner, and then John Michael Bryant is how I seen it out my eye right there. Alfonso Claudio, Jerry Powers to bring it down this time. Stanley Turner still stuck down there on pit road with a right front flat tire here. And Holden Wheeler will bring him off here. So it looks like we had a couple guys stay out here. Travo Walls, the race leader on the Booty Scoot Racing channel here. So he'll pull the rabbit out of a hat here. Kevin Tankles will move up to the second place spot. So one guy will stay out here. Trent Hughes will stay out on the racetrack as well. Here in the number 18 Bass Pro Shops Ford Mustang from Troy, Alabama. The younger brother of Terry Hughes Jr., the number 81 machine. He'll be the wave around this time around, so he'll get his lap back on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. But Travo Wall on the Rock and Roll Racing, number 7 Atlanta Braves. Ford Mustang has become the race leader here. We should double him up this time around. Looks like we will. Looks like Nick Crawford, will be registered to the Lucky Dog this time around. So the Lucky Dog will go to the number 48 machine. Ladies and gentlemen, as everybody continues to dial in door to door here, side by side, we want to remind you that you are watching the Madness Racing League Xfinity Series, race number 5. Ladies and gentlemen, after this race, we will head to Gateway Worldwide Technology Raceway Center for the season finale, where we will crown the playoffs there and figure out who will join the 3 winners I believe we've had so far up to this point in the Madness Racing League Xfinity Series playoffs. I want to remind you, head on over to NapDaddyRacing.com to get all your iRacing paint scheme liveries and needs. Tell them the Madness Racing League sent you. So getting ready to go back racing here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. 19 will be 18 laps to go when we take the green flag here. Travo Walls, the race leader here, with Kevin Tankos on the outside. Kevin Tankos will lead the guys that come off the pit road here, which is the whole field but Travo. Jonathan Smith here with James Fountain in the second row here. We'll see how things shake off here. Getting ready to go back racing here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Peter the Pace Car's got the green flag in the air. We are back green here in the Chi-Town 200 live from the Chicagoland Speedway. Jonathan Smith gets a great restart there, but Travo Wall on his old tire is able to hold off the rest of the field. Down on the bottom of turns 1 and 2 here. Kevin Tankos is by the outside of the number 7 here. He's able to put the gas down and hold himself on the outside. 3 wide, maybe, no. Jonathan Smith's not able to get there, though. These guys will sing it out there. We're back caution flag real quick, though. Terry Hughes Jr. here goes around on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We'll have to back that ass up here. Throw it up for an instant replay as quick as we can go green. We're back under the caution flag for Terry Hughes Jr. The Mobile One machine. Just had a surgery a couple weeks ago here. Our thoughts and prayers are with him as he recovers still, but able to make the race tonight here at the Chicagoland Speedway. We'll back that ass up and get a better angle of exactly what the hell just happened here. So big damage to the number 81, and Big damage to his little brother right there as well. So what the hell just happened? Looks like Terry Hughes Jr. gets a little bump from Holden Wheeler. It sends him up the racetrack. He tries to hold on to it, though, and nowhere to go for his younger brother, Trent Hughes, to flick the back of him there. Big damage to the Bass Pro Shop, number 18. So 81 iRacing. 2 cars involved right here. The Hughes brothers make contact. Terry Hughes Jr. gets shoved out of the groove by Holden Wheeler. The caution flag flies here tonight, though. Trent Hughes, nowhere to go. We'll have to bring it down pit road to get that thing evaluated. But Terry Hughes Jr. looks to be okay. We'll take a quick commercial break and be back in just a moment. Don't go nowhere. Welcome back here to the Booty Scoot Racing channel. If you don't know how things work here, this is what's happening. This is the Madness Racing League Chi-Town 200. We're tacking on 120 laps around the Chicagoland Speedway. It has been one hell of a race up to this point here. 16 laps remain here underneath the caution flag. 0 fast repairs for these guys. 3 sets of tires. And we will have 2 overtime finishes if we really need it. But hopefully these guys can keep it together here in the Madness Racing League. Presented by Clean With Care, LLC. Get at Denise Hampton, the owner, 864-767-6423, or go check out cleanwithcareservice.com. The Madness Racing League Xfinity Series, presented by Pretty Tasty To-Go Food Service. Hit them up on Snapchat, Righteous God 7, or go see them in the upstate of South Carolina. The Madness Racing League, presented by TCW Employee-Owned Trucking. All across the East Coast, all across the United States. TCW Employee-Owned Trucking, delivering the goods you need. So we're back here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We're working the fourth caution flag, of the night. Here for Terry Hughes Jr., who's still down on pit road, trying to get that damage fixed. His guys are jumping on top of that race car, beating and banging the hell out of it. Trying to get it back out here. Every point matters here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. 2 weeks from now, we're headed over to the Gateway Worldwide Technology Raceway Center in Missouri. Hopefully I'll run into Kenny Wallace, get an autograph. I love that cocaine crazy addict. He is insane, ladies and gentlemen. Now let me tell you something. We have a policy here at the Chicagoland Speedway. If you're under the age of 13, you shouldn't be roaming around the track by yourself here. And I swear I saw that 10-year-old crack another beer, ladies and gentlemen, but his mom is just so hot, can't tell on him. What a savage. Ladies and gentlemen, 15 laps to go here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We're trying to make our way through it here. It's been one hell of a race. We started with 19 cars. We currently have, looks like 15 on the racetrack running as we speak. Nick Crawford, the only one registered, 2 laps down. So if we do a little quick rundown here, Kevin Tanko's the race leader in the number 4 machine. James Fountain on the outside, hasn't won this season, looking for his first win on the season. Kevin Tanko's led every lap 2 weeks ago at the Charlotte Roval, looking to pick up another win here tonight, Jonathan Smith locked into the playoffs with his win at New Hampshire. And Travo Wall looking to pick up the victory here tonight. He's in the 3rd place spot on old Goodyear tires, but he does have that fresh set of Goodyears in the pit. If we were to get a late caution flag, can Travo Wall possibly have that in his back pocket here? We'll go back through the Geico restart zone. Kevin Tanko fires them back off here. 15 laps remain in the Chi-Town 200, ladies and gentlemen. These guys are ripping through the gears here. The number 02 of Nicholas Maynard down on the bottom side of the racetrack. He'll have the number 2 of Blake Hochschild on the outside. Trevor Wall and his old tires down on the middle side. He'll get split 3 wide down the back straightaway. Going to be Trevor on the bottom side. Johnson in the middle, followed by Everett Larson up top. They'll be able to clear the not the lap car, but the slow car of the number 7 of Trevor Wall on old Goodyear tires. Contact made to Everett Larson. Everett Larson loose as a goose. He's able to hold on to it. What a save from the number 01 machine of Everett Larson. believe we'll keep it green here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. What a hell of a save. Travis Wall trying to make his way back up here. It's John Michael Bryant, your mom's favorite driver. We right out the front bumper here, trying to run down Chase Johnson here. Your mom will rip and rage. She'll pop another cold beer here. John Michael Bryant trying his hard to make himself go back to the front here. He asked everybody to undo all the adjustments from all night long. Pump up the tire pressure, and loosen the hell out of that race car. He wants a chance to go fight for the race lead. Meanwhile, James Fountain has taken over the race lead here from Kevin Tankos, and Jonathan Smith, but they'll battle side by side here. That'll open up the door right behind James Fountain. That's a pretty picture that he wants to see. Kevin Tankos harder to the outside wall. That's a great shot here around the Chicago Speedway. Kevin Tankos on the top side of the racetrack. That's where he's been all night up to this point. 12 laps remain here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. James Fountain will come across the line. He'll take 11 laps to go here. Tons of guys are battling throughout the field here. Battles everywhere. Nicholas Maynard trying to hold off the number 85 of Alfonso Claudio, the season 1 champion here from Clay, Puerto Rico. Chase Johnson trying to work the back bumper here, trying to keep away from John Michael Bryant. John Michael Bryant's all over the Ascendo. John Michael Bryant's going to make a move down here in the turns 3 and 4. He'll work the bottom side of Chase Johnson here. They'll work their way through turns 3 and 4. John Michael Bryant will come up off the corner here. Make sure he establishes his line across the front stretch here. He's not able to hold on to the momentum here. Meanwhile, Holden Wheeler, our pole sitter here, the number 79, down on the bottom side here, battling hard with Jonathan Smith for the second place spot. These two guys need to get this thing settled out here quick and in a hurry. James Fountain sails away with it with 10 laps to go here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Everett Larson will cut the fastest lap on the racetrack, that last time around here, so maybe possibly put a little bit more heat in those tires after getting loose there. Big save for the number 01 here to keep us green with 9 laps remaining here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. James Fountain here working his way through turns 1 and 2. He's got Holden Wheeler and Jonathan Smith door to door right behind him for the second place spot. This could be the battle for the race win here with 9 laps remaining here. Side by side down the back straightaway. Tankos trying to make something shake here. Will he go to the top side here where he's been all night long? You damn well best believe it. Kevin Tankos on the top side, but that's opened up the door for Blake Hochschild. Blake Hochschild down here on the bottom side. Again, that air pressure adjustment, the 2 half round out the back end of the number 2 paint Hoch machine. He's taking a little bit of wedge out of that machine. Caution flag is out up here with a big shot. Kevin Tankos goes around. Wow, caution flag out here. Holden Wheeler goes around as well. Big time caution flag here at a crucial time. We'll back that ass up, take a look and see exactly what the fuck just happened. Back it down here for a Madness Racing League instant replay with Holden Wheeler come flying across our living room and across our screen here. We'll take a look here. Maybe, oh man, off the front bumper of Jonathan Smith. These two guys were absolutely going at it. Don't blame them. This is the battle for the race win. The James River Equipment 79 machine's just going to try the outside. Not enough room there for the both of them here. And Jonathan Smith will just collect Holden Wheeler here. And it looks like Kevin Tankos will hit the outside wall, and he'll collect it in it as well. And he'll get the grass a haircut, try to lock that thing down. But Holden Wheeler will get his left rear smashed on by Jonathan Smith. Not clear, trying to clear himself through the tri-oval, ladies and gentlemen. 8 laps remain here. I'm not sure how many we will have. Will we possibly have overtime? We'll be back in just a moment. Don't go nowhere. Bang bang back here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, working the fifth caution flag here tonight. 7 laps remain here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We appreciate everybody staying tuned and trying to keep things entertaining here. This has been one hell of a race. 120 laps is what we're scheduled for. We went the first 50-something caution-free. Couldn't ask for a better race here tonight with the Madness Racing League. Nicholas Maynard, no, we'll fake him down pit road here, but Terry Hughes Jr. possibly. He'll come down pit road along with Jerry Powers. So a very interesting call here. According to my chart over here, Travo Wall, the number 7, has a fresh set of Goodyear tires on pit road. And if he was to go take them right now, believe he would have the best tires on the racetrack here. So I'm not sure what's going on with the number 7 of Travo Wall here. Maybe some radio communication issues inside of his helmet here. But I know I'm not tripping. I'm not crazy here. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll do a little quick rundown here. James Fountain's going to be the race leader here when we get ready to go back racing. Sure looks like we're going to have 4 laps to go when we head on back green. Jonathan Smith's going to be in the 2nd place spot, followed by Blake Koschchild. Nicholas Maynard will get the 4th place spot. Kevin Tanko's around out in the top 5. Then it'll be the number 85 of Alfonso Claudio, followed by Corey Riptide Tester. Chase Johnson in the number 5 will get the 8th place spot with John Michael Bryan in the 9th place spot. Everett Larson will get the 10th place spot, followed by Holden Wheeler in the 11th place spot. And then Travo Wall will shake out the 12th place spot with Jerry Powers on pit road trying to get that car and damage fixed here. I want to appreciate everybody tuned in here and stayed up to this point. Ladies and gentlemen, looking over here at the chat, I see After Dark Gaming Sim Racer. Ladies and gentlemen, check him out on TikTok. I believe I've seen him before on the TikTok at After Dark Gaming, ladies and gentlemen, as he brings you some great iRacing content as well here. Trying to bring it home here for the Chi-Town 200 here. Peter the Pace car should double them up this time around. Yes, they are. They'll go through the juice cone here, so it'll be James Fountain on the inside, Jonathan Smith on the outside, Blake Koschchild on the inside with Nicholas Maynard on the outside 2nd row. Looks like Alfonso Claudio will get the 3rd row outside with Kevin Tanko's on the inside. That's the top 6 here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. 5 laps to go. Going to be 4 when we take the green flag here for the Chi-Town 200 at the Chicagoland Speedway. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're just fumbling through your TikTok feed right now, I'd go ahead and stop and press that watch button. This is going to be an epic shootout here tonight. Tons of guys not locked into the playoffs. Tons of guys winless this year. James Fountain got tons of points to get himself locked in if the season was to end tonight, but the win will get him guaranteed locked in. Can he do it here tonight? Jonathan Smith looking for his 2nd win on the season. He picked up the win at New Hampshire. Blake Koschchild, never won before on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. He is in key position here with 5 laps to go. Can he hold him off? Nicholas Maynard almost won the Daytona race, tied with James Fountain at the Truck Series. Can he pull off the Xfinity Series upset here tonight? Ladies and gentlemen, getting ready to go back racing here in the Chi-Town 200. We'll have 4 laps remaining. James Fountain brings them through the Geico. Restarts on. We are back green here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. James Fountain will get a great launch over the rest of the field here. He's right on board down here. We're going to get through the gears at the Chicagoland Speedway. We'll see everybody fan out behind him. How do they shake out? Nicholas Maynard will take the top side of the racetrack. Jonathan Smith will stay in the middle, followed by Kevin Tanko's on the top side. Down the back straightaway. 4 laps are complete here. 4 laps remain, excuse me. Blake Koschchild's going to charge back down on the bottom side of the racetrack here. He'll fight door to door with Jonathan Smith here. That's going to open up the door for James Fountain. That's a pretty picture, as we've been talking about all night. When these Xfinity cars get locked side by side like that, it does nothing but drag the next person on the outside of him or the inside, vice versa, however you like to see it back. And it just makes the race leader be able to charge out here. Looks like they'll settle it out here. Blake Koschchild will get the air taken off his right rear quarter panel by Alfonso Claudio. He'll charge down the back straightaway. 2 laps to go this time around. James Fountain, the race leader. Jonathan Smith trying to close the distance up. Alfonso Claudio scooted up here. Nicholas Maynard ripping on the top side. 2 laps to go here in the Madness Racing League Xfinity Series Season 2, race number 5. Live from the Chicagoland Speedway. John Michael Bryant trying the bottom side of the racetrack here, trying to get around Showtime Chase Johnson. This is the battle for the 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th place spot back here. Nicholas Maynard on the top side of the racetrack. He's in the fence here. Down the back straightaway, it'll be white flag this time around. James Fountain in the Flow Racing number 24. Looks like Jonathan Smith's able to pull up to the back bumper just a tad bit here. Jonathan Smith trying to make something shake here. It'll be white flag in the air. Final lap this time around for the number 24, James Fountain, presented by AFLGlobal.com. Jonathan Smith's race cleaned all night long. He'll get one more shot at the back bumper of the number 24, James Fountain. Ripping off a turn 2 down the back straightaway for the final time tonight. Who's going to be back to the checker flag first? James Fountain down into turns 3 and 4 here for the final time tonight. Jonathan Smith trying to trail right behind him. Not able to get there. James Fountain comes off of turns 3 and 4, across the checker flag, and he'll win the Chi-Town 200 here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. And everybody else follows right in right behind them here. Looks like they were able to keep it clean. What a finish there, ladies and gentlemen. James Fountain wins his way into the playoffs here in the Xfinity Series. He picks up his first win in Season 2. The Flow Racing Chevy Camaro. What a great pit call there. The pit stop, guys, get him some track position. And James is able to hold it off there. Chase Johnson, the race team owner, will come and give him a congratulatory bump there. John Michael Bryan off the racetrack here. Alfonso Claudio, Nicholas Mader will give him a bump along with Kevin Tankos here. So James Fountain picks up the victory here tonight at the Chicagoland Speedway for the Chi-Town 200. And he'll come across the front stretch here in front of the fans. See if he'll burn it down for you folks here on the TikTok platform. We appreciate you guys tuning in. James Fountain continues to burn it down here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel for the fans here tonight at the Chicagoland Speedway. Ladies and gentlemen, we will be back in just a moment here with the conclusion with the post-race show and drivers' interviews. You'll hear from the number 69 of James Fountain back in just a moment.
Let's go. I can see my future and it's looking bright. Not used to the light, I was born at night. But I'm used to a fight, not a new sight. Left, right, everybody roll the dice. No regrets when I finally leave. I'll finally be the final be a better me. My destiny is to invest in me. A quest to be the best, yeah, I let you free. From a world that's been feeling so wounded.
Bang, bang. Welcome back here to the Booty Scoot Racing channel. This is the Night's Madness Racing League track fact of the night. We just took on 120 laps around the Chicagoland Speedway, here in Joliet, Illinois. Opened in July of 2001. 47,000 sold out asses here tonight for the Madness Racing League. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the remaining schedule on how we will run for the Xfinity Series. And head on over to the Gateway Worldwide Technology Raceway Center 2 weeks from now for the season finale, and we'll crown our playoff drivers there. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll scoot back down here to the main broadcast here. We got the final results up here. This is how they finished tonight's race here tonight for the Chi-Town 250. Ladies and gentlemen, James Fountain picked up the victory here tonight, locked himself into the playoffs. He's down on pit road with our pit reporter. Let's see what he has to say. You got us?
Down here in Victory Lane at the Chicago Speedway for the Madness Racing League Season 2 race winner for James Fountain. James, you just won your first race on the season. That'll lock you into the playoffs here tonight at Chicagoland, but you had to battle some tough stuff there at the end. The pit crew gets you out on the pit road and get you the track position you need, and you'll take home the rest. You'll finish about a tick faster than Jonathan Smith there across the line. Walk us through your night.
Yeah, I can't thank the CJR guys enough. I appreciate Chase letting me come out here and race this fast Xfinity car, and I appreciate everybody out there racing me clean. And it was a hell of a race, you guys. I appreciate everybody.
That's the number 69 machine of James Fountain. He'll go crack a cold white claw. We'll walk down here to the number 13 of Jonathan Smith. Jonathan, walk us through your night here tonight. You were looking for race win number 2 after picking up the win in New Hampshire. Oh, so close to number 2 here tonight. Just kind of walk us through it as the Nat Daddy Chevy was bad.
Not a bad run for us, but a little too many cautions there at the end. Kind of messed with the strategy a little bit. James out there was mad fast and couldn't catch up to him. Couldn't find a line that was going to stick, especially 1 and 2. 3 and 4 felt pretty good, but I hate it for Kevin Tankos in that 4 car because he was super fast and giving it to me all night. But yeah, too many cautions and people coming across my nose all night running up the track. But second place ain't bad. Congrats to James and shout out to the NXI team coming out here running tonight. Nat Daddy Racing, Engine 4 Coffee on the hood, and Premier Setups.
That's the number 13 of Jonathan Smith, locked into the playoffs, looking for win number 2. We'll scoot down here to the number 85, Season 1 champion, Krispy Kreme Toyota Supra of Alfonso Claudio. Alfonso, walk us through your night here tonight on the battlefield during the week and on the racetrack on the weekend. How does it feel to come out here with a top 3?
Yeah, it feels amazing. I was not expecting this track to be so changing as much, so to get a top 3 was a surprising result. Hopefully we get a good result at Gateway and hopefully lock ourselves into the playoffs.
That's the number 85 of Alfonso Claudio, ready to go on the Gateway. We'll scoot down here to the 4th place driver, 02 machine of Nicholas Maynard. Nick, kind of walk us through your night here tonight. We'll run out the top 4 position after starting in the back.
Yeah, it was a great race for the 02 Rock and Roll Racing Ford Mustang. Got to thank everybody back at the shop, all the Menards, Major Motors, Red Racing, NOS Energy Drink guys. We had a hell of a pit stop here tonight. Gave us some track position early that we needed. Was able to hang on to it there at the end with all the cautions. Got to thank everybody.
That's the number 02 of Nicholas Maynard. He'll bring home the P4 spot. We'll scoot down here to Chase Johnson. Chase was up there close, battling with Everett Larson for the race lead there for quite a while. He was finally able to get around there, lead some laps, but the number 5 machine will finish in the top spot tonight. Excuse me. Let's kind of walk us through your night.
Yeah, we had a fast car all night. Just on that first pit stop, I got a penalty, and then on the second pit stop, got another penalty. So I had to start at the rear twice, and just trying to make my way back up to the front throughout the race after that. So happy we can get a top 5 from it, and we'll move on to Gateway and race there.
Chase Johnson rebounds from a couple of mistakes on pit road. We'll scoot down here to the number 2, Pete Haas machine of Blake Haaschild. Blake, walk us through your night here tonight. That Toyota Supra was hauling tail there at the end. They're just snub out on a P5 position to Chase Johnson nose to nose across the line, like 7 thousandths of a second. Kind of walk us through your night.
Yeah, I just want to thank the Paint House boys here for bringing us a great car today. First of all, I feel real bad about getting into Kevin there at the end. We'll try and avoid that 79. Hopefully didn't mess up his race. Too bad didn't see where he ended up. But we definitely started in the back here, had a good run throughout the race. Got up towards the front, towards the end, got stuck in the inside towards that last restart, salvaged what we could, but hopefully looking forward to a top 5 next time at Gateway.
Blake Haaschild will take the trip to Gateway here 2 weeks from now. We'll scoot on down here to the 14th place driver the number 7, Travo Wall. Travo, kind of walk us through your night here tonight. Had some track position there late. You stayed out trying to run the long game. Just kind of walk us through your night. You'll round out the 14th place spot on the lead lap.
I guess you got to talk to a scrub every now and then and just keep it fair, eh? Anyway, man, it was just a fun race, man. I just every week get out here with these dudes that are so good, and I figure it can only make me better, right? So, I have hopes of being more consistent, running towards the front, but I just appreciate this league. It's just fun, bunch of guys, and that's about it, man. I had a clean race, dodged a couple of bullets, and that was it, man. And at the end with the gas, I had to go slow to save gas, and then that last caution made it where I didn't have to pit again. But I wasn't the best strategy like everyone else. I should have done what they did. But anyway, thanks for talking to me, Nick. Appreciate you, brother.
That's the number 7 of Travo Wall. He'll finish his first race on the season here. We'll go back up to the booth here. James Fallon picks up the win here in the Chi-Town 200.
James Fallon does pick up the win here in the Chi-Town 200 on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been one hell of a race. It's been one hell of a night up to this point here. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll bring up the final results here tonight. Let you see how it shook out here, ladies and gentlemen. James Fallon took home the prize here tonight. Took home the playoff spot that he so desperately needed. He was locked in on the points, but the win will just lock it in for him. Jonathan Smith gets the 2nd place spot here tonight. Alfonso gets the 3rd place spot. The Kid gets the 4th place spot, followed by Showtime Chase Johnson for the final top 5 spot. You see how they shook out here for the rest of the night here. We'll scroll down so you can get the full conclusion of tonight's event results, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been one hell of a night here. We want to remind you guys this week, coming up on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, if you are just now tuned in to our YouTube page or whatever, head on over to Booty Scoot Racing LLC for all of our previous races. Ladies and gentlemen, Want to remind you, Wednesday night we're kicking off the Madness Racing League Cup Series is coming back, ladies and gentlemen. Next gen style from Daytona with the dual races. Go ahead and get yourself signed up here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Go ahead and scan this code if you're looking to join the Madness Racing League Next Gen Cup Series. Taking on Wednesday night, 8:45 Eastern Time, ladies and gentlemen. That is the code to get yourself into the race. Ladies and gentlemen, that'll do it for us here down on the Booty Scoot Racing channel from the Chicagoland Speedway, from the Chi-Town 200. James Fountain and the Chase Johnson Racing number 24 machine picked up the victory here tonight. Here with a late couple pit stops, pit strategies, got him to the front, and he'll take home the victory. Ladies and gentlemen, that'll do it for us here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We'll see you Wednesday night from Daytona, the Truck Series. Head on over right back here to Chicagoland on Thursday night. Ladies and gentlemen, you don't want to miss a thing. See you then.
Let's go. I got a couple shots in my system of that whiskey. I'm the best in fucking town in this motherfucking city. Everybody knows me now cause I'm staying hella busy. Got the ladies all around thinking that I'm hella filthy cause I'm guilty, yo. You gon' hear me on the radio. I could give a fuck, but you can't deny this audio. I'm honest, Joe, the opposite of dropping dough. Saving up, I'm stopping, no. I rock it on this domino and push it till they falling. Never focus, never slow down. Put my shit out in the open, so you know now. Everybody's taking notice, there they go now. Yeah, welcome to my show, bitch. This my hometown. I'm